So here I want to review what is motion. Sometimes you need to describe how an object's position changes. Suppose a boat is floating on a lake. So we're going to look at this example. So what is motion? How do you know whether the boat has moved throughout the day? You know when its position changes relative to or compared to something else. Motion is the process of changing positions. So it has to change compared to something else, relative to something else. The word relative here means compared to. We use that word a lot throughout the year. Relative means to compare to something else. So let's observe some motion. Is the man in the figure below in motion? So let's look at these two pictures and try to determine if this man is in motion between image 1 and image 2. Let's use the fishing pole as a reference point. Let's use the fishing pole as a reference point here. When you use the fishing pole as a reference point, the positions of the man and the pole do not change relative to each other. If you compare image 1 to image 2, the distance between the man and his fishing pole are the exact same. The distance between him within his boat really is exactly the same. So when you compare the man relative to his fishing pole, the man is not in motion. The man does not move relative to the pole. But you might be looking at this image and notice it does look like he's in motion. That is because you are comparing him to the other reference point that you can see, the buoy. When you compare the man to the buoy, between image 1 and image 2, the man's distance from the buoy has changed. And the man is in motion relative to the buoy. So that might be a confusing concept. I want you to kind of think about that. Motion is always going to be relative to whatever reference point you're looking at. When I'm driving down the freeway and I look out the window, I can clearly see I'm in motion. The objects I'm passing are disappearing behind me. And I can see that I'm in motion because my distance between those objects is changing as I drive past them. However, when I'm sitting inside the car and I'm holding onto the steering wheel and I'm sitting still, I am not in motion relative to everything within the car.